Nah, what's good with y'all boys? This is Self Slow Channel, man. Back at it with another one. Hey man, I'm trying to come up with I don't know, like an intro thing or something. Like I'm trying to get in my mind like a little intro thing. But hey man, I pray you've been doing well, man. I pray you've been doing well, living your life, on the grind, moving, straight to it, straight to it, straight to it, straight to it. I pray you understand, straight to it. Um, whatever faith system you got, I pray you been deeper in touch with your spiritual, with your emotional and your mental. However means that, however way you do that, just pray you been doing well, man. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely, first of all, I'm gonna keep it open. I have not gave praise to y'all for the support y'all been showing. I appreciate every single one of y'all. All 17 subscribers. I appreciate every single one. Please get out. Please get out. Please get out. Please get out. Oh. Okay, that was my dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Try to tell dude to get out. I don't even know how the door got open. What happened? But like I was saying, I appreciate every single one of y'all for the support and love y'all been showing. Didn't have to, and you did. I just appreciate y'all. Everything about to hit 20 subscribers. You know, hopefully 20 subscribers here soon, but I just appreciate y'all. I've been on the grind. One thing I did commit to myself this year was 100 videos before the end of this year. Already at 20, bro. I'm proud of myself because it's been less than 2 months. Already hit, you know what I'm saying? We on the grind. I love doing this. I love speaking to y'all. I love speaking my mind, seeing how y'all doing. It's like, I don't know, it's a blessing every day. It's a blessing every day I get to wake up, roof over my head. It's a blessing every day I get to just speak my mind and you know, tell y'all how I'm feeling on this beautiful day. But today, I ain't gonna lie, I just wanted to talk to y'all today about power and force. And not on no like Star Wars or anything like that. Not on no like mythical, you understand? No, we talking about like actual power and force, power versus force in terms of psychological and spiritual. And I was learning, and I've been reading this book. It's called Power versus Force. And it taught me really the from what I've gotten from it, low key the ways of life and how me as an individual, how I would want to move throughout my life in terms of virtue, if that makes sense. In terms of virtue and being myself and authentic to me, and bringing peace not only to myself but others around me, I see as power. We have life force all around us. There's life force in this room currently. Like there's life force all around us. We as humans aren't able to see it. But spiritually we have life force all around us. We breathe life force, we use life force. It's our energy. It's like the energy that you have. You ever feel like, I know I felt it, like sometimes when I'm out too long, because I'm an introvert, but I don't mind being social if I got to. You understand? If I got to, and if it supports me in many ways, getting to know people. But sometimes when I'm in a social environment for too long, my energy kind of depletes. You understand? My energy kind of like, And sometimes I would think it would just be because like me not wanting to be around people. But I also feel like it's just the energy of other people And it's kind of like I could feel that energy, and it kind of makes me just feel like, I don't know, when I'm around a lot of people's like a lot of other people's energy, I get very mellow. I get very like, you could say nonchalant, but nah, really, I say I get very, I just chill out. You know, I'm just vibing. I'm very mellow and I'm chill. Cause I don't like to do too much when it comes to the environments. But if I'm still communicating with other people and doing things of that nature, I'm just at a chilled out pace. You understand? I like to go on my own pace when it comes to that. But what I mean by power versus force, I look at power in a sense of the power we have within our souls, um, our minds, using power. I look at as constructive, bringing others forth, bringing others up within our lives, and not bringing them down. I look at force as destructive, kind of something how you would term force, like something that's forceful, something that's sort of against your will, but also something that truly doesn't bring you peace, if that makes sense. So I look at power as constructive and force as destructive in a sense, because when it comes to society and how we operate as a whole, I feel like I believe and think that power is something that is used to build up civilizations. You understand? To help people move in order, help people complete roles that they're supposed to complete, but also live out as an individual, wanting to complete that role. You understand? Wanting to do the thing that you want to do in the sense of, this is my calling, this is somewhat my purpose, even though there's multiple purposes within the souls and human beings lifespan. I believe this is what I'm supposed to do at this current moment. And I feel like I said, builds up civilizations when it comes to helping others bring out the best of them, if that makes sense. Helping others bring out the best of them, and what's the word? What's the word? Helping others bring out the best of them in a sense of energy, and how everything's going. Every human has the power to do that. We all have power. You know what I'm saying? We all have power through our solar plexus. You could deem this as a solar. I ain't gonna lie. Should. You know what I'm saying? Low key, power through the solar plexus as well. I know I was talking about it earlier. I never got into the sacral chakra, truly, but I got into the solar plexus chakra about in another video. And I look at power as correlating to the solar plexus because it deals with will, prosperity, and and your ability to live your life how you want it to. You understand? Like, not in a sense of someone's telling you how to live your life. You moving in a way of, this is what I want to do, this is the direction I want to go, and this is how I want to do it. You understand? And you just making every decision based off you. But also, as a human being, an individual, you're taking accountability for such actions that are taken, and then the consequence, good or bad, of whatever that action is. And that how I see that, it's very beautiful, in my opinion, because we all have this inside of us as human beings. And it's interesting because not every human being has tapped into it, and most human beings believe that how they live their life is just how they're supposed to live it. They don't have any control of how the situation and how things can go, which is true. I always know, and I always tell myself, there's the only person I can control is me. I can't control anything else outside of myself. You understand? I cannot control the sky outside. I cannot control the dog barking outside. I cannot control the TV. I cannot control people. I cannot control anything else except myself. Truly, I can't do that. So, being that the case, you have the will to control your reality. You understand? You have the will to determine your destiny, in a sense. And that's the most beautiful thing. Ever since I learned that and it clicked for me, it was like, that's beautiful. I don't have to be mad, or I don't have to have negative emotions if I don't want to. I could transmute that energy. Transmutation being like, you can convert that energy. It's kind of like polarity. There's a good and bad, but just because it's bad doesn't mean it has to stay bad. You can change that bad into a good. It's transmutation. Like you can convert that energy, or you could change that bad into and put it into a good energy, if that makes sense. So I may be at the gym and I may be like frustrated about something. I'm gonna be like, okay, all right, this kind of like, this kind of pissed me off, or this makes me feel some type of way, something throughout your day. But you at the gym, or you doing something that brings you peace. For me personally, I use that energy, however I feel at the gym. I use that on the weights or whatever I'm repping. And it makes me work harder for myself. It makes me work harder because I'm like, you know what? Getting it done. Okay, I'm getting it done. Boom. Even though that energy from that thought that I just had is still there, I just transmuted that into a different energy, which is phys which my which is my physical body working out. And that's the power. I mean, there's other ways you could transmute energy, but once I learned that and it clicked for me, it was just like, I don't have to, no, you don't have to, as a human being, you don't have to be sad throughout your whole life. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live your life negative, if that makes sense. Even if negative externalities are around you, you could be that positive force for yourself, especially for yourself. Because if you let other people bring you down, it's like, who's gonna bring you up? Even it's just like, why rely on someone else to bring you up when you could bring yourself up? And this is where kind of force comes in, because if you let other people, like I said as an example, you let other people bring you down, that's through force. You understand? It's not forcefully, but it's through the destructive emotions of someone else projecting them upon you, which makes you feel some type of way. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry for my dog, man. I just think he's maybe autistic. He may be autistic. No offense to him. No offense to Miles, but maybe autistic. I don't know. But like I said, that projection upon someone else could be used as force in a destructive way against you when it comes to your emotions. You understand? And how you may be affected by someone else's emotions. And that's why the concept of power and force is learning about it. And me, I read this book, but I want to read it. I'm a rereader. I like rereading books because there's never, the second time you read a book, you always miss something. You always miss something. I promise. Like, and I know this from experience. Like, the second time I read a book, I know, like, I missed something. I missed something. Because you read it through the first time, and I ain't gonna lie, you can annotate and look deeply into it the first time, but you always want to read it a second, maybe third time. I ain't gonna lie, read it as many times as you want to. I don't believe I don't care. I don't care what type of book you're reading. You understand? Even if it's something fantasy or romance, you understand? It's your book. You understand? You own that. You understand? That's yours. And you can do whatever you want with that. But for the books I read, it's just an example. But for the books I read, The Way of the Samurai, I love this book. I'm gonna reread this book all the time because it's very constructive with my thoughts on how I think about Japanese culture and how I view Japanese philosophy. I believe this book has a lot of good principles and philosophic concepts within it to really teach one how to be more disciplined. Even me not being from Japan, it still has helped me kind of have a broader view on different cultures and how they structure themselves, how one structures themselves and one's own culture. And that's beautiful to me because in America, we don't really have we have a structure of norms, but we don't have a structure of culture, in my opinion. Unless you just, you in a specific culture, or you just, you in a specific ethnic group. But it's just dependent on the house. Like in America, it's just dependent on the household. But I feel like in other countries, depending on the country, there may be more of a structure on how everything is, and discipline when it comes to, and it may not even be known, but like certain philosophical concepts and how that's structured upon a human being. Another book I read, I'll reread for the rest of my life. Rich Dad Poor Dad, love that book. But there's a lot of books that I'll keep rereading for the rest of my life, because I don't know, my concept and perspective on books has changed, especially after reading them. I used to not like reading, but I started to learn like it doesn't make sense. I just like now it just doesn't make sense for me not to read a book. Like it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. So yeah, man. The concept of force though, like I said, I feel like it's just very destructive. And knowing the difference between power and force is psychologically as well is very, I believe, can help one's own self, because there's things and habits that we as humans do, and I even do, that's destructive, and that you want to, you want to unlearn and then learn again, relearn, to create better habits that are powerful within your life, not forceful within your life. You understand? So, hey man, it's just a little video today. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate 17 subscribers. I appreciate y'all, man. You understand? And I love y'all. Pray y'all have a good day today. Chilling. And I'm catch you on the next one. Peace.